new toys in the house. We got ourselves the Civil War Black Panther Hot Toys figure. I don't have the original one, so this is a really exciting release for me because I have the Black Panther movie one, but I've always been a bigger fan of the Civil War suit. I just think overall it looks better, the texturing is better, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, here's the box, and we have our helpful companion BB9E today to help us out with the video. Isn't that right, BB9E? He's my guy. I love that guy. So here is the box. I can't wait to get it open. Unlike most Marvel things that have a sheath, however, this one opens more like a Star Wars box. So there's the side. There's the back with all the words if you want to read them. English, probably Chinese. English, more probable Chinese. There's that. There's the top that says, I don't know what that says. And then here's the bottom that says Black Panther Original Suit. MMS67116 scale collectible figure. So there he is, the Black Panther box. Now let's get the Black Panther out of the box and onto the table. So here we have him out of the box. And first impression is, wow, this guy looks good. I've always been a bigger fan of the Civil War design, like I think I've already said, than the Black Panther design. The intricate detail is definitely more there. There's more silver breaking up all the black, and you can see just all of these detail lines are just better. The helmet, I think, looks a lot better than the other one as well. I think just everything about the suit is better than the one that comes after it. I'm not quite sure what happened in the design department between movies, but they sure didn't design a better suit. Usually the suits get better. Sometimes. Like, I mean, look at the Avengers Captain America versus the Endgame Captain America. Overall, just got better. But in this case, it just did not hit the same way that the previous one did. And this guy, he hits nicely. I love this guy. I don't know what else to say about it other than I absolutely love this guy. So, enough of me gushing out of the way. Let's get him off the spinny do, and we'll look at what he done do. Unfortunately, BB9E cannot be in this part because he's a little too short. So companion fat pal BB9E will have to chill down there for now. If you can hear, I think I said this in a previous video, if you can hear the cat meowing in the background, he's not starving to death. He's just selfish. So, looking at this headpiece here, let me bring out the old mask as well so we can get that comparison. So you can see here how different the two masks are. This one is a lot more cat-like, and I don't think it works overall. This has the cat features, but it's not as cat-like. This is just cat. Like, I think this one captures the essential essence of what it needed to be. Let's get some more light in there. The essential essence of what it needed to be without compromising in a way that makes it look silly. You can see all the way around without him falling off the stand there. All that intricate detail. My biggest gripe so far is that the helmet kind of looks weird when it's plugged in. You can kind of see. It looks a bit odd. But other than that, I haven't had a single complaint. Let's bring it back around so we can look at the chest area. And again, I will bring out the previous Black Panther to compare them a little bit later on. Just, I mean, look at all that intricate detailing that is done, which is completely lost in the newer suit. And the newer suit does have the, I guess, the cool UV purple, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for this. If I could get a cape on this guy and get a more comic accurate Black Panther, then we'd be in business. So yeah, here he is. You got the silver neck piece here. You got the silver on the arms, which both do share, but I think it stands a bit better here because it's not hidden in just a sea of black. Because this black is mixed up. It's just not all the same color is what I'm trying to say. Without... I don't know why every time I do a video I need to yawn. It makes me look like I don't sleep, which I don't. But I'm always yawning. So you can see it's broken up by the other, like the darker gray as opposed to black, so it breaks up the suit a lot better. And it just looks well put together. Again, whoever designed this suit for this movie did a very, very good job. Moving down to the legs here. There's not much really to say. Again, it's just that intricate detail work, and BB90, who has made his return. And you can see it just goes all the way around. The little like black... Oh, he's going down. Let's get his support box out of the way. That's just an old box. There's a fly going around in here, and I hope it shows up in the video. But you can see all like the intricate little detailed like dots. Bring it back up. That little intricate like detail work is insane to me. I want to know how they go about doing something like that. The people who design some of these things are really good at what they do. Then bringing them around. This is a non-split cut boot here, because it's not really a boot. He does have, which we'll go over, he should have some toe articulation, but I'm not there. Oh my god. All right, we'll go over that later. But yes, that is a close look at Black Panther. Let's bring out the head sculpt. So with this head sculpt, I believe it is pretty much the exact same one as the one from the previous Black Panther 2018 release, with just some minor paint updates, which is par for the course with Hot Toys. The only difference about those two is that this one comes with this mask you could put on him. The mask, however, is not padded at all on the inside. You can't really see that. So I would not suggest putting this on for very long periods of time unless you want the paint to come off his face. I will be putting the mask on for the video here in a second, but I just wanted to show you the head is, I believe, pretty much identical to the previous one. Moving on, let's get the mask on, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here he is with the tribal mask on, and my one complaint is that it's got like a plasticky, squishy feeling. So when you try to put it on his head, it doesn't really slide on right, and I couldn't get it over one eye for the longest time, so it only had one eye visible. It's definitely a look you can do, and you can see it looks definitely like the helmet, which it is the point. But it's not something I see many people doing because A, paint rub off, and B, it just looks kind of weird. It doesn't really work all that well. And if they released like the head like this as a figure, like shirtless T'Challa, but the head is like attached to that, that'd be one thing. But the fact that this is like an add-on accessory just doesn't really work as well, I don't think. He does come with the shield and the sword thing as well, so you can really complete the look, except for, again, it's weird because he's in the Black Panther outfit. I'm not quite sure why Hot Toys added this one. It's just one of those things. Sometimes they add a thing or two just to say they did. So let's get his helmet back on, and we'll bring out some friends to compare him to. How about it? What a difference that 5 years makes. My god. There is a drastic difference between these two head sculpts. Obviously, they use the same base thing, kind of like the Andrew Garfield head sculpt. But it is night and day between these two guys. Can you turn towards the camera, please? It's very rude of you not to turn towards the camera. So just between these two guys here, you can see there's a definite skin tone change. He's much lighter here than he is here, where it's much more dark. The hair is much more pronounced here. The beard is definitely much, you could see more like texture in it than this one. This is a lot more flat. And again, the same up here. And man, you can really tell the difference. This one definitely looks a lot better overall. And I will probably be putting this one on this guy when I'm done here. Because it just makes sense to upgrade, right? Upgrades, people. So, moving back from the heads, let's talk about the whole body, shall we? Without taking the light out. So, between these two, as I've made my standing very clear, I do not really care for the one on the right as much as the one on the left. I got the one on the right originally because the one on the left was the original version, and I didn't really want the original version because it was expensive and because it didn't have the head, blah blah blah. It wasn't as accurate. So I got this guy right after he had died, so I picked him up and I was like, all right, we're good. And then Hot Toys decided to give us the actual Civil War Black Panther. Good on them, Hot Toys. Good on you. You really got all of my money. And you can see here all this texture compared to the nothing that exists here now. And it's just they are two different suits. Hello, BB90. You can see the legs again, not much texture. There is silver here, unlike on this one that doesn't have it, but there's enough texture in the legs where it doesn't really bother me all that much. So all in all, the suits together look really good, but the one on the left is clearly a winner. Let's take a second and pop some helmets on. So it's pretty much like I said earlier. The one on the right is a little too cat-like for my liking. It's like they went with like a tiger, like a panther almost, and they just kind of based it off of that. You can really see it a lot more. This has like cat-like features, but it's not a cat. This one is too thin and it's too cat-like to the point where it just looks kind of weird. It's not really centered all that much. Whatever. It's just it doesn't want to be, I guess. But I'm not a big fan of the right one overall. I think it serves its purpose with the rest of the weird suit. But I don't think it's my favorite thing in the entire world. However, this guy doesn't wear the helmet. He wears the head. This is the first time I've put the helmet on him since I got him, I believe, after I took it off, because I put the head on him. Because he's on my endgame shelf. Speaking of endgame shelf, we're not bringing out endgame characters, but we do have a Civil War. So here he is with some of my other favorite Civil War figures that I have. The Iron Man is the newer version of the Mark 46 that they released recently. And then obviously the other two are the original versions because they haven't made new versions of those. I'm hoping we do get a new Captain America for Civil War some point in the near future. I'm hoping they just go through the Captain Americas again with the new updated body. I'm not holding my breath though. Because what they did with the stealth suit, they'll most likely just make it so it's a 300 limited exclusive, something stupid like that. But he's going to fit in really nicely. I would bring out Hawkeye, Vision, and Spider-Man because those are the only other Civil War figures I have, but I don't really have enough space for that. So I just brought out my favorites. And again, he looks really good with the rest of he looks really good with the rest of the team there. I can't wait to put him up on the shelf with everyone else. Are you ready to do some articulation, Mr. Black Panther? Good, because we are going to get flexible. So, for starters, head's on a ball joint, obviously, so his head's going to do a sweet life-ending 360. Chest, arm goes up to about here without problem. Same on the other side. To the side, his arm goes up about that much without any issue. Arm goes back about that much without issue. And his elbow bends crisply, but I wouldn't go that far because of suit material. His leg goes up that far. His leg goes back that far. and his legs spread about that far. He does have some foot articulation, but again, be careful because of the suit. You don't want to get that caught, and it does have, as I showed earlier, that toe bend, which has not compromised by suit at all. So if you want to have that sweet toe bend, it's very tight, so be careful with that. So there is an articulated Black Panther. Let's talk about a wrap-up, shall we? So all in all, this guy is most likely going to end up in my top 5 favorite figures for the year. He's not something overly extravagant, but he has that not shelf presence, but he's got like that popping power. He does have shelf presence. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he's got like that popping power. It's kind of like Moon Knight to me, where I'm always going to be drawn to him. And I don't think I'm going to be getting any more that are quite like him. I mean, other than Green Goblin, I can't really think of anything else coming out that's going to just bam in my eyes like that at this point. So if you're on the fence about this guy, don't be. And if you have the 2018 and you're like, oh, I don't need a Civil War one, don't think like that and grab this guy anyway, because he is great. And he'll go great with the other Black Panther figures like T'Chaka and Killmonger, who didn't show up in this video because I just forgot I had them. And then Shuri comes out soon, so they'll probably show up in that video whenever she comes out. Stay tuned for more Black Panther stuff in the future, because we are assured more Black Panther stuff in the future. Any closing words, BB9E? Good. Anyway, I've been me, and you've been you, and BB9E is definitely here too. I'll talk to you later next time we have a figure to review.